Welcome back to Slothbox. This channel is proudly sponsored by Lionpool Security Services and the Excelsior Sporting Club.
I'm Lyndon Dixon, and today we're joined by a cracking British bantamweight prospect in Samir Aftab. Samir, how you getting on, mate?
I'm good, but not too bad. Not too bad yourself?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. I want to go right back to the start. Tell me how you first got into boxing.
All right, good question, to be honest. I wasn't ready for these types of questions, but saying that, so the area I grew up in is an area known in Bolton as Castle Street. I'm just gonna go in the other room, a bit quieter in there.
Yeah, that's fine, mate.
Sorry. So yeah, it's known as Castle Street, and to be fair, the area is quite known for a lot of crime, a lot of, people getting up to no good. So it was my cousin actually called Wade who decided to open the gym that I'm actually at right now, Premier Boxing Gym. Just to get kids off the street, give them some sort of direction, and the rest was history. I came here when I was about 12, and I loved it ever since, and just carried on.
I just wondered, at what moment though did you know that boxing was your career? Because there you are now, you're currently stepping away from a coaching class for all the kids you got there. But when did you know boxing was the career path you're going to go down? What was that moment where you was like, this is it, this is what I'm going to do?
To be fair, I've always loved boxing. I've loved it since I was a kid because my two other cousins boxed their whole lives as well. They both was at Bury actually, so it was quite established gym, both top amateurs. One was a novice, Abbas, he was a novice national champion. So it was always in my blood. I've always watched it. I used to watch them and buzz fit and think, oh, I want to box, I want to do this, I want to do that. I was doing football at the time, but I'd come home and watch boxing. He'd show me, watch this guy, show me highlights of Prince Naseem Hamed, and I'd always watch him. And I don't know, for some reason, I never got into it until obviously where they opened the gym. So it has always been a big part of my life. I've always loved it, but I never got around to doing it until later on.
Well, talk to me a little bit about your time in the amateurs, because some people I speak to, they say how they hated the style and they couldn't wait to turn pro, but some people loved it. What was your thoughts and feelings on your time in the amateurs?
So I have a different view on it now. So looking back at it now, I think, you know what, I should have enjoyed it more, because no pressures of selling tickets, no pressures of finding sponsors and stuff like that. But at the time, I was a bit like that. Oh, I can't wait to get over here and start making money. Stylistically, I weren't too bad. I did well as an amateur. I had just shy under 50 amateur fights, and I only lost 9. I got to a few national finals. I won multiple international titles. I won numerous Northwest titles, and I beat a lot of top kids along the way. There's a lot of good names on my resume as well. I've been in there with a lot of top kids too. So yeah, in terms of the style, I didn't mind it to be fair. I'm quite quick now. If you watch me as a professional, I'm quick, got quick feet, got quick hands. That's quite suited to the amateurs. But yeah, it weren't too bad. I didn't find the style too bad, and I'm adapting just fine as well as a professional. So it's not, when you're too deep into the amateur style, some people can't get out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it's affected me too much. I feel like I've adapted well as a professional now as well.
Well, talk to me about going pro. You made your debut at the Bolton Whites Hotel against, I don't want to butcher his name, I think it's Wisniewski.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you only get one debut, mate. And you mentioned it yourself, you've gone from no pressure to all of a sudden there's a big pressure. It's your debut, your friends and family are there, you got to sell tickets. How did the night go?
Oh, you know what? You just said it how it was then. You get one professional debut, don't you? I done 450 tickets and the place was heaving. Honestly, it was heaving. As soon as you know what? I don't know if you've been Bolton Arena, but there's a canopy at the top where all the boxers they warm up and things like that. So I'm warming up and I'm just popped my head out to see. And someone must have caught me the first time. So I've gone on scene and I've let on like that. And then I've gone warmed up and I thought, you know what? Let's go see how many people are there. I didn't catch it properly. So I've gone again and words got about this time. As soon as I leant over, the whole place went mental. And Rad goes, relax, bro. Come here. You warm up over here, I thought, whoa. And obviously, in terms of the actual fight, it was a tough lad, that Marius. I think he'd been to Olympics. He's not a kid anyone picks for the debuts is someone like you kind of pick later on. But we took a tough opponent on my debut, and I learned a lot. I think it weren't my best performance, but I learned a lot. And like you said, it's just getting used to the pressure, the under the lights, getting your hands wrapped differently, the smaller gloves. It's all about soaking the occasion up more than anything.
Well, talk to me a bit about the journey. You're 3-0 now. You've looking on BoxRec, you've barely lost a round. How's the journey been so far? Feels like you've made a lot of progress over a short amount of time.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm boxing on Saturday. I just can't wait to showcase how much I've learned this camp. I'm hitting harder. I'm setting up. I've become more of a thinking fighter now. I think more. I'm setting traps up. I'm using my attributes well, and that's the main thing really. You can't come away from what you were good at as an amateur. I was quick, and people say, "Oh, you slow your feet down." You don't. It's not about slowing your feet down. It's about using your fast feet at the right time. It's not about changing yourself too much. You've got to stick to what you're good at. And I think I found a really, really good balance now. And honestly, I can't wait to showcase my skills on Saturday.
Well, you mentioned Saturday there. You're back at the Bolton Arena. 4th fight in about just over a year. How important is that to you to keep active? Because you look at some fighters that fight once every year and a half or stuff like that. How important is it for you to like keep at it?
Do you know what? It's funny you've asked the question because I was thinking this. I was. You know what? I wanna. When this goes out, I'm gonna share this part and tag my manager Steve Wood because you know what? He's kept me busy, man, and I can't thank him enough. I was out. I should have actually fought 5 times by now, but one of them I had a shoulder injury, and the other one I was really ill, so I could have been 5-6 and 0. He's kept me so busy, and obviously it's thanks to the people who buy the tickets. And obviously, Steve knows I'm a big ticket seller, so he will keep me busy. I warrant that, don't I? Being a big ticket seller and asset to his business as well. But obviously, Steve Ward's doing a fantastic job for me, man. I really can't complain. He's managed the likes of Josh Warrington to world title level, Scott Quigg, and the list just goes on, doesn't it? And hopefully, I can follow in them footsteps. And thanks again to Steve Woods for keeping me so active. It's really important. Going back to the question, it is really important for my career, especially a young professional like myself. Getting busy, learning under the lights. It's all things I need to do, don't it?
Well, talk to me a little bit about how camp's been, and I was just wondering if you had any word on an opponent yet for Saturday night.
Yeah, so camp has been good, man. It's been good. Alhamdulillah, I've not been injured this time or no illnesses. You know, I'm fit, I'm ready, I'm healthy, I've been sparring well. And yeah, I can't really complain, really. Honestly, I can't complain at all. I think everything's been right. Even in terms of my nutrition as well. I've been eating a lot better. And then my weight's not too far off now. And in terms of opponent, we've got Steven Jackson.
How are you feeling about that one?
Good, really. I'm just gonna take it as it comes. If he wants to come for it, then I'm gonna let him know. And if he's quite negative usually, and then if he decides to do that, then we're gonna pick our shots, slow him down to the body, and try and put it on him as well.
I just want to change the focus of the interview a little bit. I was just wondering, you mentioned how from even at such a young age, watching your cousins and then having family open up the gym. I was wondering, being such a big boxing fan, who were some of those idols that you had growing up as a youngster?
I mentioned it at the beginning, so it's mad because I must have been only 12. Like Prince Naseem was like well ahead of me. I think he was boxing when I was born in the year 2000. But he was definitely a big part of so he was an idol, someone I looked up to definitely because it was my cousin who boxed. He showed me, yo, watch him, and I just couldn't get off it. It was one particular highlight. I just kept watching and watching and watching. And once he come in again, I remember this. He come in again and I was watching the same highlights. He goes, right, do you like him? I go, yeah, I love him. And he goes, watch this guy. And he put Roy Jones Jr. on as the highlights. And I thought, flipping, he's good. This one's even better. And I used to love watching them too. I used to have them on repeat all the time. Them same highlight videos. I used to really love it. You know, honestly, Prince Naseem and Roy Jones Jr. They were two of the first guys that I watched. idol-wise, like, yeah, as you get a bit older, you wanna be the best. So you only watch the best. I only watch the likes of Mayweather, Crawford, Canelo as I've got older. I watch the best because ultimately we want to be at that level, competing for world titles, being with the pound for pound rankings, being the biggest stages. I believe you should aim the highest you can, and that's why I watch them. I more idolize them now. Terence Crawford, your Canelos, the best of the best, the Mayweathers. I idolize them more now as I'm a bit older.
I just want to talk to it a bit there. You mentioned it there about the dream of being on that pound for pound list, fighting on the big stage. I just wondered, when you're an old man and your grandkids are there, what do you want to be able to tell them you've got out of boxing? Because the stuff already at such a young age, at 22, you're giving back so much to the community. But when's all said and done, what do you hope to have gotten out of boxing?
Yeah, it's another good question. That really good question. I think first and foremost, I want to like. I know it sounds it's a bit cliche because I've just said about the achievements, but ultimately, like the belts can't buy your house. You can't put food on table. I wanna show the kids. Look, I worked hard. I worked so hard to give you lot the best life possible. I want to show them that no matter what you put your thought into, no matter what you put your mind to, you got to try and train. Whether it's train or study, whatever it is, you got to work hard into whatever you choose to do. So that's one thing I want to say to them. That no matter what you put your mind to, make sure you work hard. And obviously, I want them to be proud of me. If I'm a world champion, if I'm on the pound for pound list, I want to be that kind of father where they turn around to their kids and say, "Yeah, my dad's done this, my dad's done that, or my uncle's done this, my uncle's done that." That made me proud too.
Yeah.
But more so the first part in making sure they're hardworking individuals when they do eventually grow up.
Well, you've hit the nail on the head there. The last question from me, it's been a pleasure so far. I was just wondering, it's September now, big fight on Saturday, the next step in your career. Where do you see yourself come the end of the year? You've been pretty busy. Will we see another one in there before the year's out? Where do you see yourself?
I believe so. I believe I get him in December again. Steve knows I'm the tickets and I'm a ticket machine. He needs me out as soon as possible. So I think he's gonna get me out again in December. I'm Steve's favorite, I'm Steve Woods' favorite. The next time you speak to him, let him know. So hopefully December, December I'll be 5-0 hopefully, but I'm not looking past Saturday. Saturday first, then hopefully out in December.
Well, mate, like I said, it's been an absolute pleasure. If you're watching this, keep an eye out for that result on Saturday. And like I said, mate, it's been a pleasure. I've been Lyndon Dixon. It's been Samir Aftab, and we will see you on the next one.
Thank you so much for taking your time, mate, bro. Appreciate that.